Hello everyone, welcome to the world of Lean Six Sigma. In today's video, I am going to talk about some of the common Six Sigma tools that are required for project execution. So let's begin the video. So some of the common Six Sigma tools for project execution. Number one is the DMAC framework. DMAC framework means define, measure, analyze, improve and control. So if you look at it, it is the backbone of all Six Sigma projects. Your Six Sigma project should follow this methodology because it provides a structured roadmap to solve a problem and sustain improvements. So you define the problem, you measure it, you analyze the problem, you improve it, and the most important thing is the control, which helps you to sustain the improvements. First one is the framework that I have spoken about, and the first tool that you should definitely look at is called SIPOC. SIPOC means supplier, input, process, output, and customers. So this is how a SIPOC diagram looks like. So it means you have the supplier of the information. What is the input that the supplier is giving you to process? What is the process at a high level that you can understand with the help of this diagram? What is the output expected? And who all are your customers in this case? So whatever the customer demands, the output is tweaked accordingly. And to make that particular product, so we follow a process. That process is listed in the 5 to major step at a high level. What input is needed to process that, and who all supplies that input to you. So you may find discrepancies in the input, like for example, the material which is used or the information which is provided to you, or you may find whoever is the supplier is supplying the wrong input, and then accordingly you can have this identified at the beginning of the project itself. The next tool is called the Fishbone or Ishikawa diagram. Fishbone diagram, sometimes referred to as cause and effect diagram or an Ishikawa diagram, it is a quality tool that helps users identify the main possible causes for a problem, and it sorts these problems into some useful categories. And some of the common categories that I'm listing: number one is the people, number two is the process. So procedures, workflows, and policies comes under process. Number three is the equipment or the machine, the tools or the methodologies. Number four is the material that is used. It is the raw material, the quality, the availability, the environment like the physical conditions, the culture, the regulations, and the measurement, which is the data accuracy, metrics, inspection methods, etc. The next tool is called the Pareto chart. So Pareto chart is basically a 80-20 principle in which 80% of the problems are driven by 20% of the causes. It highlights the most significant causes contributing to the defects or inefficiencies. So let me take you to Minitab and show you how a Pareto chart works. So in Minitab, I have some data in which I am representing the error types and the count. So I want to find out which all are the 20% causes which are contributing to 80% of the problem. So how to create a Pareto chart? I will go to Stat, Quality Tools and Pareto chart. I'll click here. Under the defects, I will enter the error type, and under the frequencies, I will enter the count, and I will click OK. So this is the Pareto chart which is created by the system, and it is telling me there are 81.3% error contribution made by the top three errors, which are the spellings, partial resolution, and punctuation errors. So if I resolve these three particular error types, I will be able to resolve 81.3% of the problem. So it is a very good tool which helps you do the data stratification for discrete data initially. The next common Six Sigma tool for project execution is hypothesis testing. Hypothesis testing, it is a structured method used to determine if the findings of the study provide evidence to support a specific theory relevant to a large population. Means we test some of the samples and we start predicting that on the larger population, improving the overall process. Hypothesis testing, it is a type of statistical analysis in which you put your assumptions about a popular parameter to the test. It is used to estimate the relationship between two statistical variables. So this is very important, and I am listing down some of these statistical variables for you. So for example, your y is the problem and x is the cause to the problem. We are assuming that it is the cause to the problem. Y could be continuous and discrete. So there are two types of Y which can happen. Continuous data can be normal and non-normal, and the X can also be discrete and continuous. So when your X is discrete and your Y is continuous and normal, we use one-way ANOVA hypothesis test. When your Y is continuous and non-normal and your X is discrete, we use Moore's median test. When your Y is continuous and your X is continuous, then when your Y and X both are continuous, we don't need to check the normality of the data. So it is simple linear regression test that we do. When your Y is discrete and your X is discrete, we use chi-square test. And when your Y is discrete and your X is continuous, we use logistic regression test. So there are detailed videos on my channel for watching how to do a hypothesis testing, what are these hypothesis tests and all. So you can watch those in detail on my channel. So I have detailed video for all these previously used tools as well. For example, this DMAC framework, I have so many videos. I have videos on SIPOC, I have videos on Fishbone diagram, I have videos on Pareto chart. Likewise, I have videos for hypothesis testing. YY analysis is the next tool, and the last one is the control chart. So I have videos for all of these particular topics on my channel separately. Friends, you can buy my authored books on Amazon. My first book is 8 Steps to Problem Solving, which talks about Six Sigma concepts. And my second book is Continuous Improvement the Lean Way, which talks about the lean concepts. So the next commonly used tool is 5Y analysis, or commonly known as YY analysis. So you start asking why 5 times till the time you reach to the powerful root cause on which you can take action. For example, if somebody is late to office, the YY analysis for that person would be, the manager is asking that person, why are you late today? He says, I was caught up by a policeman. So the next why could be, why were you caught by the policeman? He'll say, I was driving fast. So a solution can be provided at this point in which we can say that please don't drive fast from next time onwards so that you are not caught up by a policeman. But a little more detailed why will tell us what is the real reason of why he was driving fast. So the next question was, why were you driving fast? So the answer to that question was that I got up late. And then the next question was, why did you get up late? I had a faulty alarm clock. It means the problem is with the alarm clock, because of which the person was getting up late and driving fast to reach office on time and was caught by the policeman. So the actionable root cause here is that he needs to fix the alarm clock. That is how YY analysis or 5Y analysis helps you define or solve the particular problem. So this happens when you identify all your significant X's in a Six Sigma project. You find out the solution to these X's by doing YY analysis. The next tool that is used is called the control chart. So this is again the most commonly used tool. Control chart helps you distinguish between common cause variation and special cause variations. So let us see, this is the example of a control chart in which you have upper control limit in a process and a lower control limit. The upper and the lower control limit, whenever there is a point which goes outside these control limits, it means your process is unstable. So you had to find out what is the reason of this going out of these control limits. And there are other unsustainable trends that you can see in the control chart which you need to analyze. Like for example, 7 continuous points which are going down in a particular process, like it should be, so this kind of a trend should be analyzed, why this is going down 7 consecutive times in the process. So this is how a control chart can help you stabilize a process. So that is it for this video. So there are so many other Six Sigma tools that can be used in for project execution, but the most common tools that I have discussed with you are these only. So friends, I hope you like this video, and if you really like this video, please give it a thumbs up and share with your friends. And please do mention in the comments if you want to see any specific video from me in the coming times. Thank you so much for watching.